Okay, when we first started the session, Skyler did not want to go into her kennel. And as you can see now, even though the kennel door is open, she's completely calm. And she went in here on her own without being prompted to at all. Now, I'm just going to summarize it real quick because I didn't videotape it earlier. But basically what we did was we used positive association. So I took everything out of the kennel first, and then I opened the door on the long side, and then I tossed a treat in there. Actually, the first treat I tossed right here. She went and got it, and she was close to the kennel, so then I threw one right inside the kennel. She just leaned her head over, got it. When she did, I said the command word of spa, because that's going to be her word for kennel. Then we just kept on tossing the treats in there. They got further and further and further in until she had to go all the way in. Now, after we did this, it was maybe about 10 or 15 treats. Then we kind of stopped the exercise. We were talking about some other stuff. She kept on walking over her and getting into the kennel on her own from across the room without being told to. So the great thing about this is it just shows how quickly dog can adapt when we use the right approach. A lot of people put the dog in the kennel, slam the door shut, and say, okay, I'm not going to let you out until you stop screaming. Well, that's not a very effective. It creates a negative association. I don't like it. So every time we get a new toy, she's going to discover it in the kennel. When we leave the room or she's not in the room, we're going to sneak a treat in there, leave it in there, and just observe. We're not going to point it out to her. And when she discovers it on her own and eats it, we're going to say the word spa. And after a day or two, and probably obviously won't even be days because she's already doing it on her own, when she goes over there into the kennel on her own unprompted, we're going to walk over, give her a treat if we have one, or we're just going to say the word spa. So that after a while, we just say spa, she goes into the kennel expecting good stuff to happen. Now that's the first stage, just to get her used to going in the kennel. The second stage is to keep her in the kennel. Now what I did was when she was in the kennel, I walked up in front of it while she was way back in the deep part of the kennel and stood there blocking it with my shins. As she turned around and saw me, I took one step back. I took a left foot, right foot, and stopped and stayed in place. When I did this, she tried to come out. So to communicate I didn't want her to come out, I hissed and marched up so I was right up in the gate, in the entry area again. As soon as she stopped moving, I took a step back, left, right, stopped, kept my hips pointed at her, waited for her to be stationary, then took another step back. And then basically I wait for the dog, I like she's chewing on that. I wait for the dog to lay down before I give it the command to come out. Now the first couple times, sometimes it's a lot longer. She did it within about a minute and a half. Some dogs will take 45 minutes. But you have to, when you're doing that, you have to make sure you outlast the dog. The dog cannot exit the kennel. The first several times are most important until you give her the command to come. And that only comes after she lays down. But if you do this and practice this, then she'll spend more and more time in the kennel, and she does it when her guardian is home. So then I get comfortable going into the kennel. I'll start sleeping in the kennel. I'll start hanging out in the kennel. Then those times when my guardian eventually 2 months from now puts me in the kennel and closes the door, I'm happy as a clam because I've been practiced to be in here, and being in here calm is what I'm accustomed to being, so that's what I'm going to continue to do so. Now just make sure when you do that, if you're going to leave her in for a period of time, that we give her something to chew on, a cow's ear, an antler, a Kong filled with peanut butter, things along those lines. And one last little tip about the kennel. Studies show that dogs that are left in the kennel for longer than 5 hours start developing stress. So we want to try to, in any situation, try to keep the dog in the kennel for less than 5 hours per stretch. Sometimes we'll have to go beyond that, but we really don't want to because that will cause your dog to stress. And then eventually they start creating a little bit of an animosity or not liking the kennel. All right, can you sit for us? How about a good sit to end it? Skyler, you're a rock star.